opportunity and blah, 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 blah. Inside of me, I was like, I didn't know that the power of just saying what you want, demanding what you want, and being. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ella here. Welcome to Ella Timey. On this channel, I film about things that amplify the voices of us as women. So I film about business startups, tips, personal finance, fitness, and I vlog a little bit about my life so you can see when I travel. So I love to travel, so I take you guys along when I travel. So today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about the power of saying what you want, in the sense that how that can manifest into demanding your value. I always talk about demanding your value on this channel, and I always talk about side hustles that allow us women to become financially independent. And today I just wanted, it's a story time basically, and I thought I should share this story because I think that this story will be an inspiration. I hope that this story will be an inspiration to somebody out there to always kind of go out there and demand what you want. If you know what you're bringing to the table, it doesn't matter where you're starting from, as long as you're bringing something to the table and you know in your heart that you bring something to the table, then you should damn well demand what the value of what you're bringing to the table. And today I want to show you my grace to grass story, if you like. Just my story of how I started from earning zero after I had been a stay-at-home mom, had my son, my second child, and in that period of transition, I went from being a stay-at-home mom to earning $9,000 in a week. And this was like a surreal experience for me. And the reason why this was a surreal experience for me, because I had been on this journey so many times. Well, I say so many times, maybe a few times before I had my second, because I had my first child, who I think they're about maybe four, hang on, it's 10, so about 4 years. See there, I have to think of how many years. So there's about 4 years gap in between them. So the experience from having my first child to transitioning to having my second, and transitioning into paid work after my second, there were two different experiences. One, because the first time I didn't know, I was learning the process. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to prepare. I didn't know what my voice was. I didn't know who I am. And I talk about this more in my other channel, Atibridge. So if you haven't subscribed, head over to Atibridge and subscribe, because there I talk about more. I focus more on women who are in transition. But this is just a chit chat from me to you on my channel, and I wanted to just share this. And like I said, so the first time around, I had tried so many times, and in fact it took a very long time from the time I started to look for work to when I got something. And the experience was also different from also when I first graduated to when I got my first job in the city, in the investment bank, and starting my career as an investment bank analyst, and then pivoting during the recession to doing IT. So it's been like a roller coaster. But in all of that, I say that to say that after having my second son, after having Shemaye, I remember just saying to my husband that I was ready to go back into work, and he was like, "Oh my God, there we go again," because I go into this season where I, whilst I'm looking for work, it can be very depressing, because especially as a woman, is that if you haven't watched my other video, go listen up for my other video and you understand what I'm saying when I talked about a young girl's story who went to university and just had this dream about coming to work and something else. Just head over to that video, or I'll link it so you can have a watch. So as I was saying, so that transition from my second to paid work was more intentional, because I always talk about intentionality, and all of these things I document, and this is why I teach my clients today the framework that I use, because the second time around I was able to do something different than the first time. Because the first time I was just looking for somebody to say yes to me, because I was trying to I didn't know how to prove like my worth. yes, I took a break to have a kid, but then my skills didn't necessarily take a break. But I kept having this roadblock because of the industry that I was in. And I remember going for this particular job or this particular client because I wasn't necessarily a permanent staff. I was still contracting, and contracting means that you're a consultant. So you offer your services through maybe an agency to your client, and it could be for 6 months, 1 year, whatever. It depends on what the client requires and how long the project is for. And I remember that this particular client, I had gone to them several times. I mean, the first time I went to them, I was awful. Even I myself knew that, oh my god, I'm not even going to be hired in this role. I was so awful that I obviously didn't get the job. At that time, I was like, oh my god, she didn't take me for the job. She was so nice to me. And I forgot to realize that I didn't actually plan for the questions that I was going to be asked. But this time around, when I was going for this job, I was already working for a client already. And when they called me for if I wanted to work for this client, I was like, again, like this would be like my third time going to that client, and they never take me, so why do I want to go there? And I remember something just saying to me, just go, what do you have to lose, just go. But this time around, I knew what I wanted because I had looked at what the client wanted, and I thought, oh my god, I can do this. And I was already transitioning into getting into my compliance and all of that, and this kind of like fits into what I wanted to transition into. So I just said, oh well, I'll go. But the thing I did different was I did my homework. So I did the groundwork, and when I went to, it turns out to be like that was the best client I had worked for. I mean, my manager there was the best. If you're talking about managers in the workforce, he was the best manager that I had. He didn't only just act as my managers. We worked like peers. Like, he was so nice. Like, having a male manager is, let's not just talk about having women managers because I've had some awful ones. But I think, like, in just my own experience, the male managers I've had have been more they've been one of my best. Anyways, that's not why I'm saying this story. So I remember going through the process and preparing and knowing what I wanted to say. At this time, I was more confident. I was like, if they ain't giving me this job, that's their loss anyway. And I went in with that mindset. And I remember, when I was saying that, I remember my manager telling me the reason why I gave you the job was that you were so confident. Like, you were so confident in what you were saying and the solutions that you brought, even whilst you were on maternity, the skills that you were saying. And I was like, oh my god, it worked. My confidence showed out in the interview, and that was what made me get the job. Because my manager at the time was dyslexic. I don't know if anybody knows about that, but I was like his right-hand man. I was like his shadow. So I learned so much from this man because he gave me a chance. And the reason why he gave me a chance was because I was confident in what I was going to offer. So the moral of the story is that I went from earning half of what I was earning from the client I was currently serving to earning like $1,000 a day, almost $1,000 a day. And I was like, oh my god, it worked. And I remember just sitting and just crying and just saying to God, thank you for restoring my confidence, thank you for making me. And it was just, I was so overwhelmed. And I remember them asking me, what do I want? And I was like, this is what I want. I had no idea that they were going to, like, what I want was they were even going to offer me more than what I want. And I remember the recruiting man saying to me, oh, we'd like to offer you the role, the consulting role, and the client is going to be paying you nearly $1,000 a day. And I was like, say that again? I just didn't want to like overdo myself. So I was just like, oh, thank you. I really know it's a good opportunity and blah, 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 blah. Inside of me, I was like, I didn't know that the power of just saying what you want, demanding what you want, and being confident, knowing exactly what you are bringing to the table. I can't emphasize this more. It doesn't matter if it's a side hustle, if it's a job that you're going for, if it's a client that you're going for. The most important thing in getting what you want is actually saying it out. There is no point of wishy, wishy, wishy. Wishful thinking without action is just a thought. I put the action into place. I did my research. I was prepared because preparation means success. You can't go somewhere without being prepared. So I did the work. I blocked out all this negative rejection that I had from the client before, and I started afresh on a clean slate. I did my research, I did the work, I talked to myself, I affirmed my confidence. And when I went out there, I said what I could bring to the table. And this is what this video is basically out for. You can start from nothing to six figures if you put your mind to it. If you put things in place that will allow you to keep developing yourself. Nobody gets anywhere without being prepared. You will not turn up one day and just be offered something. You have to do something to get something. And this is what I always say to women. It doesn't matter how much we're being stigmatized for being mums or taking a break or relocating or whatever it is. You have to know your worth. You have to know what you can bring to the table so that when you talk, there's nothing as sexy as a confident woman. It doesn't matter if it's for a job or for whatever it is. It is just something that will just make you just, say what you want and demand what you want. And the person at the other end of the table will be compelled to give it to you because they can see the confidence in you. So the reason why I'm bringing this chit chat story to you is to encourage somebody out there that it doesn't matter where you're starting from. If you do the work, if you put in the work, if you affirm yourself, if you put in your self-worth so that you know you're confident in who you are, you can definitely, the sky is not even your limit. You can definitely get to wherever you want to get to. So I'm telling you this story not because I want to brag, of the money. Yes, the monetary value was good, but the most thing that I took out of there was I was like, yes, girl, you are back. I was so confident in who I was. And I was like, I am never going to take myself for granted. It doesn't matter how many no's I hear. It doesn't matter how hard the road is. I'm going to keep thriving. I'm going to keep climbing until I get to my destination. And my destination is confident in me. Your destination should be confident in you. Don't settle for less. You can do whatever you put your mind to do. You have to go prepared. You have to be confident. You have to demand your worth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And of course, I will see you guys on my next video. Have a lovely day. It's sunny where I am today. So I'm so happy. It's sunny in England today. The weather has been like, spring has sprung, but then we're in summer. But who knows? British weather. Tomorrow we might be in snow, but hey, we're grateful for sun today. But I digress. I will see you guys on my next video.